Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes a todos y a todas. Thanks for joining us today. This is Richmond Rising Collaborative Stakeholder Committee. Today, September the 4th, 2024, we're hosting this committee starting at 6:04. Thanks everyone for joining us. Les recuerdo a las personas que hablan español que tenemos traducción simultánea. En la parte de atrás pueden pedir uno de los headphones o de los audífonos que tenemos de parte de atrás. Leti nos acompaña, que es nuestra intérprete de español. Así que si ustedes nos están escuchando en línea, ustedes pueden tocar el botón de interpretación simultánea y dar clic al botón de español para que puedan escuchar la reunión traducida al español. For people who are joining us who are Spanish speakers, we have an interpreter who's supporting us translating and interpreting the meeting. We have headphones in the back, so if anyone who's around you speaks Spanish and they're asking about it, you can help them. It's in the back, and Leti is in the back. She's interpreting for us, and thanks everyone for being here. We really appreciate your time. Today, we want to introduce some of our new committee members, and I'm going to do the roll call after this, but I want you to know that we have 4 new committee members. You have met in the past Tomasa Espinosa. Tomasa Espinosa es nuestro nuevo miembro de la comunidad. Tomasa, could you just say hello to the rest of the team? We have Montserrat Gonzalez to my left. She's one of our new committee members. We have Judith Rocha, who's one of our new community members. I don't know if she is present. She's not present today. And Juan Hernandez is our new committee member too. So thank you so much for joining us. Gracias por acompañarnos a todas y a todos. So I'm going to do the roll call considering the new addition. So we are now 11 committee members, and that means that we have quorum with at least 6 people attending the meeting. So project lead for City of Richmond, present. Project lead for Grid Alternatives. Project lead for Groundwork Richmond. Thank you, sir. Project lead for Rich City Rates. Project lead for Trust for Public Land, present. Project lead for UC Berkeley. Thank you. Project lead for Urban Health. Just to let you know, in terms of logistics, we need to be speaking on the microphone so that people can hear us on the Zoom call. I'm just gonna confirm that we have attendance of all the project leads, and I am gonna call the roll call for community CSC members. Montserrat Gonzalez.
Present. Present.
Juan Hernandez. Judith Rocha. She's not present today. Tomasa Espinosa. She's present today. So we have 11, we have 10 out of 11 committee members attending today. So we are just going to the meeting information. As everyone knows, this meeting happens every first Wednesday of the month from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can attend in person at Nevin Community Center located at 598 Nevin Avenue, Richmond, California, 94801. You can do the virtual attendance too through Zoom. We have the link in there, but it's also on our website. And you can also do phone attendance, dialing the numbers that are on the screen and entering the webinar ID. All committee members and members of the public must abide by the community agreements that we have. We're not going to read them today, but they're printed in our table if anyone wants to know what the community agreements are, and they're also available on our website. Today, we're going to do the land acknowledgement. We have the English version on the screen, but we have also the Spanish version on the printed documents, and we have our interpreter in the back doing the interpretation. So if any of the Spanish speakers on the committee wants to do their part in Spanish, they're welcome to join us. I usually try to do this in a collective way so that everyone participates in the land acknowledgement. Please feel free to pass if you don't want to do it, but if you want to do it, please participate. So I'm going to go first with the first paragraph and pass the microphone on to the rest of the team. If you don't want to participate, just pass the microphone on. While Richmond Rising seeks to strengthen the economy, improve public health and the environment, particularly in the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods, we do so with the awareness that we occupy unceded Huichin and Carquino-Loni territory.
We acknowledge that land theft of indigenous homelands and the dismantling of indigenous sovereignty was done to advance colonization.
We acknowledge that capitalism and white supremacy are branches of colonization that have persisted throughout hundreds of years of oppression, are alive today, and contribute to keeping Black, Indigenous, and all other people of color from thriving.
We further acknowledge that this country's political, economy, and social institutions were built on forced labor of African people on stolen land through violent, systematic abduction from their homelands, enslavement over hundreds of years.
We further acknowledge the exploitation of immigrant and refugee communities as modern forms of cheap and disposable labor are regularly carried out on stolen land.
Thus, we acknowledge that we have been impacted and harmed by these histories and experiences imposed on our ancestors and communities. We further uplift the shared struggle among Black, Indigenous, and all people of color.
We also acknowledge that Indigenous people continue to live here, steward the land, and resist settler colonialism.
We conclude that our land acknowledgement is an active and evolving statement and process. It requires us to recognize historical injustices and invites us to be active participants in our collective healing.
Thanks for doing this in a collaborative way. So for the people who are joining us today for the first time at Richmond Rising Collaborative Stakeholder Committee, the City of Richmond and 6 local organizations present in this table, together known as Richmond Rising, receive a $35 million grant to bring health, economic, and environmental benefits to the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods. Richmond Rising is supported by the California Strategic Growth Council Transformative Climate Communities Program. And this collaborative stakeholder committee meeting provides guidance on project implementation and holds us accountable in reaching our goals. This committee can make recommendations, provide input, and assist project leads in implementing project activities. And this collaborative community stakeholder committee does not have a final decision-making authority. However, the project leads must consider recommendations from the committee and members of the public. So we appreciate everyone who's joining us today from the public, and we would like to open the public comment. This is to talk about anything that is not included in the agenda. So this is a space for residents and community members to provide public comment and anything that you want to talk about related to Richmond Rising that has not been in the agenda. Vamos a abrir el espacio para comentario público. Este espacio es para que ustedes puedan comentar cualquier tema relacionado a Richmond Rising que no esté en la agenda del día de hoy. Entonces, I'm opening the space in case anyone wants to provide public comment. ¿Hay alguien que quiere proporcionar comentarios públicos? Si pueden levantar la mano, por favor. If you can raise your hand, please, if you have any public comment. I'm not seeing anyone providing public comment. Do we have anyone online who wants to do public comment? Okay, thank you. So there's no request for public comment, so I'm going to go into the items of our agenda. Before we start, I want to let you know that there was an item related to neighborhood complete streets that was included in the agenda for today. However, the project consultants wanted us to reschedule it for next week because they still required additional information to be able to present to the community. So we are taking that item off the agenda. I just wanted to put this Yeah, we're gonna reschedule it for October. So just wanted to get approval from the committee. We're shifting the meeting from today, or the presentation that we had from Neighborhood Complete Streets, from this month to next month, next CSE meeting. Do I have to put that as a voting? Maybe I do, right? Or, well, can we, can someone, yeah, thank you. Second, we have a motion from Ambessa to reschedule the item for next agenda, and Jason seconds that motion. So we can we vote on it if we just change that item for next CSE meeting? Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support in this. And we're here also to review and approve previous meeting minutes. So you should have received an email, and actually for our community residents, committee members, we also send you an email with the previous meeting minutes. You were not part of the committee in that time, but we also acknowledge that you might want to be interested on what happened on the previous meeting. But for the rest of the members who were already part of the committee, if you have reviewed and the previous minutes, could you please help us let us know if there's any comments, and if not, can we vote for approving this minutes? Are there any comments related to the minutes? Okay. Can we, I'm putting out a motion for approving the previous minutes. Thank you, Ambessa, for your second. Can we vote for approving the previous minutes? Thank you. We have consensus approval for the previous minutes. So, as you know, we usually do a project status report, so I'm gonna report on the city side projects, and I will let the rest of the partners to report on the rest of the status reports. So we will share up-to-date financials and grant expenditures to date for each of the project, and this will be shared with the community and the public. So for grantee, which is the management of the grant, that includes Matias, myself, and maybe just Stephanie from the city side. The work completed since last meeting for this part of the project is we scheduled, coordinated, and are currently facilitating the CSE meeting number 10, including translation, interpretation, refreshments, and childcare. And we submitted invoice and progress report number 6 for months of June and July. Total expenditures reported up to date is $191,643, and our remaining budget is $500,000 approximately. The planned work in the next 2 weeks is to receive and distribute reimbursement check for invoice number 5, which has been approved by the state, and make any changes required by STC on invoice and progress report number 6 that were submitted last week. For the project Neighborhood Complete Streets that is actually coming next CSE meeting to present, we began the coordination for applying for a U.S. Department of Transportation grant. This grant is called Reconnecting Communities Pilot, including the submission of request for letter of support from the from Caltrans. We are applying to this grant because the project is more expensive than what the TCC grant provided to this project. Just so you know, we're facing challenges to pay for the full construction of the project with the budget that is existing, because this project was created a couple of years before we actually received the grant. So costs of construction have raised. So instead of trying to do a lower quality project, we're trying to figure out how to fund the rest of the project that we still are trying to coordinate and figure out how to present to community members. And that's why we are postponing the meeting till next meeting, so we have a little bit more of understanding of the project. We onboarded grant writing consultants for the RCP application, and we held a bi-weekly coordination meeting between the consultant team and the city staff. And we, this team attended the Richmond Wellness Trail Parade Sidewalk to discuss collaboration since our last meeting. And once Trust for Public Lands presents on their topics, you will hear that this grant application is in coordination with them too. Total expenditure, $8,000, $121, and remaining budget is $5.1 million, which seems like a lot of money, but it's still not enough for the construction of what was expected in this project. And planned work in the next 2 weeks is meet with the Department of Transportation. We're meeting with them tomorrow, actually, to get support on the application. And we're finishing the RCP application that is due on September the 30th. I am going to pass the microphone to Annie from Trust for Public Land for this update.
Work completed since last meeting. We've researched additional funding sources in partnership with the City of Richmond and Neighborhood Complete Streets, just like Beatrice just mentioned. So we are working on applying for this grant alongside the Complete Streets project, because this project also is a little bit under budget with the TCC funding. We've continued design work and community engagement planning. Survey work was performed by a sub-consultant team to create base maps, and there's been analysis of those base maps. We've held coordination meetings between consultant team, city staff, and project stakeholders, and we organized a project site walk to discuss how we can work collaboratively and look at site constraints and opportunities. And I think I said it before, but it's another bullet: planning and coordination of community engagement. Total expenditures reported to date are $31,000. Remaining budget is $4,785,000. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is continued design work and engagement planning for something in October.
Thanks, Annie. The next project that we're talking about is e-bike lending library. So this project completed work since last meeting. The project team, as well as the consultants that were working on this project, presented. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mayeli. I'm gonna let you do this. I apologize.
Hello, everybody. So the work completed since last meeting is we recently presented to the Design Review Board and got a unanimous approval. Woohoo. We drafted our Rich City Rides letter of commitment. Our total expenditures reported to date are approximately $99,000. $999,000, sorry. Our remaining budget is $2.3 million. Our planned work in the next 2 weeks is we're going to be doing an outreach at the Urban Tilt Roller Disco on September 28th. We invite all of you guys to attend.
Good evening. My name is Ambassador Ken Save, speaking on behalf of Resilient Homes. And our work completed since the last meeting have been 12 complete projects, complete solarized energy efficiency project. We've completed our annual report and also provided invoicing for period 6. And we had an in-office solar workshop at our office in Oakland. Total expenditures to date are $356,816. Remaining budget is $6.6 million. Our planned work in the next 2 weeks are a solar workshop with Atchison Village at Atchison Village on September 28th. And next week, we are having an internal Resilient Homes Team TCC year-end review.
Hello, everybody. Chito Floriano here with Urban Tilth Project Basins of Relations. Work completed since the last meeting. We've completed 4 more drip irrigation system installations for Richmond homeowners with combined annual water savings of over 30,000 gallons a year. In total, we've completed 14 water conservation system installations since March. Outreach at community events, door-to-door canvassing to develop a pipeline of interested community members. Total expenditures, $146,000 with a remaining budget of $1.5 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks. 2 more drip installations have been scheduled, and another laundry to landscape gray water installation is also on our calendar. Looking forward to installing these water-saving technologies for Richmond homeowners.
Hi, Sara Calderon for Groundwork Richmond. Work completed since our last meeting. We've planted 18 new trees in the designated neighborhoods, 77 trees since May of this year. Let's see, completed previous and caught up with previous invoices and reports for the last 5 months. So yay. Let's see, we continue to coordinate for Arbor Day, Southside Park. It's confirmed. We're working with the city Parks and Landscaping staff. We've plotted out the sites and irrigation plans, working with the city, planning to plant approximately between 20 and 30 trees, no commitment. It depends on the irrigation. Let's see. And I think that's it. Total expenditures reported to date, 80,072. Remaining budget, 1,007,940. And in the next 2 weeks, we're working on ordering more trees for residential planning, hiring a new administrative assistant to do those reports and invoices. Outreach canvassing for Arbor Day, October 19th. And I don't know if that's on the agenda. Yeah, okay, I will talk about it now. And we'll continue to look for a tree crew. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job planting trees, hit us up.
Yeah, so quick update on the ADA accessible garden. Work completed since the last meeting. We finalized some of our construction documents. We've attended the DRB meeting and got approval. We also worked on a project extension request. We've also drafted our operations and maintenance plan, and we also developed our letter of commitment for ongoing maintenance and programming beyond the grant. Total expenditures reported to date, 38,000, remaining in the budget, 916,000. And planned work in the next 2 weeks is to secure our permitting for the project and continue our project coordination meetings. And for Orchard for All, since the last meeting, we've completed our 6-week training program with 4 apprentice graduates. All received a $1,600 check for a 6-week training on orchard and tree management. We also are drafting the upcoming Fruit Tree Lovers newsletter for Q3. Total expenditures reported to date, 67,000, remaining in the budget about 1.1 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is to continue our door-to-door outreach, specifically with a tablet to encourage signups. We'll also be doing continued fruit tree distribution at Unity Park and Lucas Park in collaboration with our free farm stands. We'll also be doing revisions and final editings of our newsletter. And for Veggie RX, since the last meeting, we've submitted our readiness deliverables for Task 4, which is the climate-friendly diet program, facilitated our first climate-friendly diet cooking demo, produce bag giveaway, and workshop at Lifelong Medical Jenkins Health Center. We've also submitted a leverage fund report, annual summary reports, and invoice and progress report for invoice number 6. We also solidified dates for our climate health promoters second cohort, which is going to be our Spanish cohort from October 12th through November 16th of this year. Total expenditures reported to date, 259,000. The remaining budget, 2.9 million. And the planned work in the next 2 weeks is to schedule and plan the next climate-friendly diet workshop, and is also to increase our CalAIM Veggie RX enrollment by 5 patients per week. Thank you.
For people who are hearing us online, my name is Beatriz Guerrero, and I work with the City of Richmond. I'm the TCC coordinator, Transformative Climate Communities coordinator. For the e-bike share program, the work completed since last meeting was the installation of new bike hubs in the project area. It says 3 here, but it's actually 2. And also the distribution of ride vouchers to increase community awareness and knowledge. And we have Salma, who's our project manager over there in the back. If you have any doubts in relationship to the program, she's here to support us. The total expenditure reported to date in this program is $361,000, remaining budget $637,000. And the planned work in the next 2 weeks is continue the outreach and distribution of the right vouchers, plus the implementation of the program in the project area. For the community engagement plan, actually, we are sharing this now with Rich City Rights. We need to add the logo in there because we have our project manager, Youth Fellow Program Manager, who's joining us today in the meeting, Gabriela Zacarias, who's sitting to my right. The work completed since last meeting is we drafted the Richmond Rising newsletter. So now we have a template for creating a newsletter that will go online to community members. However, we still are working on it and figuring out if we can do a printed version too. So we'll share with you the draft once it's finalized, so you can also start providing us with information that you want to share with the community. And I'm gonna let Gabriela, do you wanna share? Yeah, I'm gonna let Gabriela share the parts that are connected to Reach City Rights. So thank you, Gabriela, for joining us.
Thank you. The work completed since last meeting for the Youth Fellow Program. I completed the drafts for onboarding documents for the Youth Fellow Program. So that includes the job description, participation agreement, waivers, offer letter, anything including in the contract that has to do with onboarding of the Youth Fellows. All of that was completed. Planned work in the next 2 weeks in terms of the Youth Fellow Program. I will continue connecting with Rich City Rights and Urban Till's legal team for feedback on the legality of the documents that were sent for onboarding. In addition, I will again continue seeking feedback, and I will also continue working on the modules and training materials for the Youth Fellow Program. It's a total of 4 modules. I'm currently completing module number 3.
Thank you, Gabriela. For the displacement avoidance plan, we have 3 different plans, 3 different items that are planned of this displacement avoidance plan. For the community land trust, this position supported the recruitment of the Public Lands Policy Review Committee. This means we are creating a new committee that will be supporting us with public land policy, and this committee is going to be consisting of city resident volunteers who are going to be part of this committee. We developed a training curriculum for the Public Land Policies Review Committee and developed a monitoring and evaluation framework for the policy implementation, trying to measure the results of this policy. For the ADU toolkit, we are creating a toolkit that can provide residents with the information and the plans to build additional dwelling units at their gardens, garages, or other space available within their homes. And this project presented a revised architectural drawing to the design review board for their feedback. They incorporated this design review feedback into the designs and the styles and included design guidance on 3 additional architectural styles. So there's going to be additional design options for the people who want to build ADUs. And the team is coordinated with a structural engineer to submit of 50% set for the city review. So the city is currently reviewing the plans for this ADUs. So once these ADUs plans are ready, people can use them for free to build ADUs in their properties, with obviously paying for the fees that have to be paid for the construction. However, the plans will be for free. By local campaign, we developed strategic plans and prepared the request for proposals for the buy local campaign marketing and event consultant. The negotiations started with Blue Dot, who's the system that is providing us with access to communication with all the business owners, ensuring favorable terms for continued collaboration. Also registered Blue Dot as a vendor within the city and initiated the drafting of the agreement for the disbursement and holding of funds for creating the buy local campaign. And total expenditure reported up to date, $104,000, and remaining budget is $577,000. And the plan work in the next 2 weeks is going to be connected to these same activities that are already in motion in the first place, and finalizing the Public Land Policy Review Committee, and finalizing the review of the ADU permit set, and finalizing the agreement with Blue Dot so that we can continue the Buy Local campaign. The Workforce Development and Economic Opportunity Plan. So you were present in the 2 CSC meetings ago where the Glenn Price Group consultants attended. So we began the execution of this contract. They're doing the research and development of the place-based workforce development strategy. We have been meeting with them to review the deliverables and set up bi-weekly meetings with them, with the grantee team. And they completed the interviews with the people that they identified 2 meetings ago that are relevant for the city's workforce development. And we also, on the city side, started the recruitment for Youth Build, which is a program that coordinates residents to learn about construction and then places them in jobs related to construction. And 5 spaces were set aside for only residents of the 3 neighborhoods that we're working on. So now this program has a permanent space for residents, and they need to recruit residents from our project area. So that's how they have figured out that they're going to include people from Coronado, Santa Fe, and Iron Triangle. Total expenditures reported to date, $11,000. Remaining budget, $1.4 million, and planned work in the next 2 weeks. Grid Alternatives will finish building out the labs for solar training. And Bess, I apologize that I took on this one, but I just so I don't pass the microphone to the other side of the room. But Grid Alternatives is a partner for this workforce development and economic opportunity plan. And I'm going to pass the microphone to Jason Coburn from UC Berkeley to do the status report for evaluation and indicator plan.
Good evening, everybody. Jason Coburn from UC Berkeley. We are leading the indicator data collection and evaluation work. So work completed to date. We submitted our track indicator and evaluation plan to the city for, I think, the 3rd or 4th or 9th time. And we're waiting for that final approval. You all have seen that a bunch of times. So we're eager to implement that. We have also updated drafts on 2 case studies that we'll be completing this year, Veggie RX and the Universal Garden or ADA Garden. I'm not sure what it's called now. ADA Universal Accessible Garden, inclusive, and yes, everything great. So we're excited to complete that. We also developed a new data tracking tool for all of you all that will be a secure cloud based input for your data. Work in the next 2 weeks, we will create a template for the annual evaluation report, which we're starting to work on already, to update and finalize the data collection tool that I just mentioned. We will input baseline data for the CARB tools. And one thing that's not there that we are doing is we're working also with the city of Richmond to coordinate the tracking and indicators for this project with the city's health and all policies. And there's a lot of overlap with that project as well. We are working with the city to finalize our expenditures. And I think next week or month, we will be able to accurately report that.
Thank you, Jason. With this status report, we close the Richmond Rising status reports on this projects. Are there any questions within the committee related to the status reports that you heard today? ¿Tenemos algún comentario en el comité o alguna pregunta sobre los reportes que escucharon el día de hoy?
Bueno, lo que me gustaría preguntar es, por ejemplo, han dicho que los de Urbantil han estado ya haciendo proyectos de lo de poner aguas sucias para que se vuelvan para. Lo que me gustaría saber es en qué áreas has trabajado específicamente, en qué calles y también los que han puesto lo de los techos.
Tomasa Espinosa, our community CSC member, wants to know where the gray water systems have been installed. She was asking if we can talk about the streets or the areas, and she was also asking about solar panels, where you guys have been doing outreach and where you have been implementing the project. Yes.
From my understanding, I'm not directly involved with the water efficiency project, but I believe a lot of the homes that are getting installs are in the Atchison Village. I think a lot of the assessment in other homes in other areas have been, I would say, kind of difficult to install these systems. And so there's definitely like an assessment and evaluation of the homes. But for the most part, I believe most of the installs have been at the Atchison Village area. But if you know folks who are interested in gray water systems, definitely let us know and we will come out and evaluate.
Thank you. So we have installed in several homes in Atchison Village as well, but our projects thus far have spanned in all three of the neighborhoods at the moment. We are working on having a live map, figuring out how that looks of all the areas that we have homes at, but that's not ready yet. But I'm thinking January, February, especially when we have a lot more, we'll have a map in areas and it'll be live on our website that you can actually zoom in and see the streets. But that's what we're planning on for now.
Así estoy viendo, creo que es Portland son los que están haciendo lo de las calles, ¿verdad? Bueno, mi pregunta es realmente de qué manera han hecho la comunicación con la comunidad. Escuché que dijeron que ya estaban haciendo una encuesta, pero ¿hacia qué vecindario se han dedicado a hacerlo o en qué calles en específico?
This question is for Trust for Public Land. Tomasa Espinosa was asking if how's been the community engagement with the community in the area and how you're providing information. And I think you mentioned streets project, so it might be for Trust for Public Land, but also for the city on Neighborhood Complete Streets. So I will talk about the other part after Annie.
Thank you for the question. We are developing our engagement plan, just starting the project, but our initial engagement where we hope to encourage community members to come out to the site will be in October, where we can walk part of the trail to show people what is coming. And from there, we're still developing how we'll reach out, but we will do door-to-door hangers and flyers to notify community members.
Tomasa, voy a contestarle en español la primera parte para Neighborhood Complete Streets. Para ese proyecto, nosotros estamos coordinando el trabajo con Trust for Public Land, pero específicamente para el proyecto estamos pensando en hacer también caminatas y recorridos de bicicleta, pero también Neighborhood Complete Streets está interesado en tener conversaciones con los vecinos y con las escuelas para saber información sobre los bike lanes. Sé que este es un concern que ha tenido usted en relación a la construcción de las ciclovías, entonces estamos tomando eso en cuenta y de hecho quieren venir a presentar la siguiente semana. Ellos van a estar aquí y si usted quiere hacerle preguntas específicas de cómo van a hacer el diseño, también quieren tener grupos de enfoque con la comunidad. I just need you to be recorded.
¿Nosotros vamos a tener la presentación antes de que sea la reunión?
Sí, and I'm going to translate what I just said. So I was telling Tomasa that Neighborhood Complete Streets project will be doing coordinated engagement with Trust for Public Land in relationship to Richmond Wellness Trail. And we are also going to be doing focus groups where we are going to be inviting residents to be part of this conversation. But I was also telling her that next meeting, we will have a neighborhood complete street presentation where they're going to tell us about the project, and you can ask all the questions that you want in relationship to that. And Tomasa was asking if next week the presentation is going to be happening here, and yes. So everyone who's here today in the public, you're welcome to join us next week if you want to know more about bike lanes and information related to the changes that are going to be happening in Ohio and Harbor Avenue. One second. You want a microphone or no? Next month's CSE meeting, so we're talking about October meeting, CSE meeting. Oh, sorry about that. Next month CSE meeting. It feels like it is a week, but it's next month's meeting. I apologize about that. Okay. Do we have any other questions? ¿Tenemos alguna otra pregunta en el comité? I'm going to open this to the public. Are there any questions from the public related to the presentation of the project status that we have today? ¿Hay alguna pregunta en el público acerca de los proyectos que presentamos y de los estatus? Do we have any questions online or any comments? Okay, thank you so much. So I am gonna continue with the next item, which is report on public comments or questions that you heard from the community. Within the committee, are there any community questions that you received or comments that you received that you would like to share with the committee? I'm hearing no. Community members are also welcome. If you heard anything from the community that you want to share with us, this is a good space for doing it. Si hay algún comentario que ustedes escucharon de la comunidad, algo que quieren saber, este es un buen espacio para que nos lo compartan. Para que la escuchen, Tomasa, porque si no, no la van a... Okay.
Bueno, en lo personal lo que me preocupa más bien es que no he escuchado nada de la comunidad y yo ando en muchas cosas de la comunidad. Realmente soy muy involucrada y no he sabido casi nada de ellos. Entonces es una de las cosas que me preocupa a mí.
Gracias, Tomasa. Tomasa was saying that Tomasa Espinosa is reporting that she hasn't heard anything from the community. So she's concerned that she's involved in a lot of different projects and she would like to hear more about the CSE, not the CSE, the Richmond Rising projects. And I see a hand raised over here.
I would like to know, I run into a lot of neighborhood residents and a lot of people still don't know how to access this program. And so I would like to know, or how could we get your information out to more residents? This is as a whole, the committee.
Does anyone want to respond to this specifically about their projects?
I know one thing which will be happening beginning in October. There's going to be mailers sent out to the community about the joint collective Richmond Rising TCC projects that are happening. The team at Grid and Samantha Carr, we met. We've actually submitted about 2.5 thousand people in our database that we have that will be that will be part of that. And I think the city is matching a small amount as well, but that will be at least twice a year, if not 3 times. So we're actively increasing our efforts to be a lot more visible. And our personal plan at Grid is to just be visible. Like we have a mascot that's come out. And so we're just strategizing which neighborhoods to do the canvassing at so we can be seen. And please stay tuned. Thank you.
Does anyone else in the committee wants to respond besides Matias?
Another thing I'll add is in the next month, we're going to be locking in our website so that each project has a direct link from our website to the signups or other contact information for each of the projects. So that should be done by next month, and project leads, you'll be getting emails in the next week, kind of locking in what those links are and what the texts are. from myself or Amanda, but that will be by next month.
Question for Matthias on that. So how will the community members have access to that? Are you going to publicize the website? And where? How?
I can respond to that one. Yes, but also I want to leave some space for the other partners, but I also want to say that the youth fellows that we are recruiting right now are going to help us with outreach on the ground, which I think is one of the things that we really need to work on. And we hope that the climate health promoters that are working with youth can also be engagement people who can help us just share the word with the rest of the community members. And I think, I mean, there's a lot of outreach that is happening within the programs, door to door, for most of the solar panel and like water programs. And I think also for Orchard for All, they're doing door to door engagement. So yeah, we're gonna try to do it in every way possible. And if you have ideas on how you want us to do it, we're happy to be collaborate.
You know, I know website is really good, you know, but if, you know, I could get like, I don't know if it's possible or not, but if I could get some flyers to put up in our clinic, on our bulletin boards, because everybody doesn't have access to websites and stuff like that, computer, you know, some people, all of us, including me, is not really that computer literate. And so that would be great if I could get literature from you at some time, you know, in the coming months that I can post on our bulletin boards. In English and Spanish.
And thank you. And do you think phone numbers would work
Yeah.
better than links? Okay.
Yeah, in response to Tomasa's comment, yeah, just acknowledging that, you know, you're a member of the community and, you know, your presence in this stakeholder committee is very valuable, and your insight of where you think that we can come and spread the word, but also you as a committee member can also spread the word now of these programs. And so seeing yourself as a member and as an asset and as an ambassador of this program to spread the word. And so I encourage everyone in this room to spread the word. We're going to do this together. And so, yeah, I appreciate your comment.
Yo coincido. Por favor, denme volantes en inglés y en español. Como la última vez les dije, me encantaría tal vez que pudiesen un volante, o sea, solo una hoja en la que pongan cada uno de los proyectos que se están haciendo. Y eso es más fácil para repartir en la comunidad. Una es esa. La otra no sé si han pensado tal vez ponerlo en el boletín de parques y recreaciones. Ese nos llega a todas las casas. Y ahí no, bueno, yo leí el último y no tenía nada de eso. Y muchas de las cosas que están pasando en la ciudad, ahí se ponen.
Gracias, Tomasa. Tomasa was mentioning that she would like us to have one flyer where all the programs are. So I'm sharing that one with her because that's over there. Yeah. So that was her first comment. The second one is she said she would like to she wants to get us in the Parks and Rec newsletter, because everyone receives that one in their homes. So that would be a good way to get printed information. That's a fantastic idea, Tomasa. Thank you. Mayeli, you wanted to say something before.
I was gonna say maybe get some advertisement on like a billboard on a busy street in all three or one of the three neighborhoods that we're trying to contact or outreach to.
I'm gonna put Matias' phone number in there.
In addition to canvassing, which all of the projects are doing door to door, have we made a collective effort to go to churches, something like that, to pass out our flyers?
We haven't, but they're on our list. We actually have all the list of churches and schools, because we also need to do schools. So yes, yeah.
So they have our.
No. We haven't. We just have that in our engagement plan, but we're not ready yet to go there. But yeah. Jason.
Yeah, I would just say that about, I think 7% of the population in the area is Asian. So we should think about, multiple outreach strategies and to the community, and then also that not everything is easily digestible in like reading. So multimedia videos and other things, I think, should be part of the website or social media access, not just depend on written material.
I think that's fantastic, Jason. And part of the work that youth can help us do, and we were talking about this with Gabriela, is social media and videos and postings that are with images for Instagram or similar websites or apps.
Mi sugerencia es que en una sola página así, en español, las pueden poner en las lavanderías, las tiendas y la gente las ve. Un flyer están buenos para llevar a una reunión, pero para que se vean las tiendas, que es donde va toda la gente, o en la misma iglesia, solo tiene que ser así.
She's telling us that we need a flyer that is just on one side in Spanish and that can be delivered to stores, grocery stores, because that's where everyone goes to, and then church, so people can see them. So that's a great idea, Tomasa. Thank you so much. I think we will definitely take it into account. Do we have any other comments, questions that we have in relationship to the conversation that we're having? Thank you so much, everyone, for the feedback in relationship to engagement. I think it's really useful, and we would definitely put it into practice as soon as we're ready to do it. Okay, if we don't have any more comments on this, oh, yeah.
So I kind of already talked about this with one of my teachers, who basically, he's like a journalist, and he has like basically this program at our school where like students get to basically create like a news video every week. The whole school watches it. It's every week. We get to basically do it about anything that's like school related or even outside related. And he's like trying to get a lot more like stuff about the community on there. And I've already talked to him about this like literally just yesterday, actually, about maybe getting this to be something that we put on there, which would probably include like interviews with like any of the members or like the community members who want to say something. So like it can get out to not just people in the community, but also like students who I know a lot of the time don't really like have an interest in stuff like this. But I think it's important to like try to get them to be interested, and I think it would be a good way to get them to know about it.
Thank you, Montserrat. I think that's a fantastic idea that will help us connect with younger people. We can coordinate, and I can get you everyone in the calendar, whoever you want to be in the videos. We can coordinate, and we can have an interview with each of them, and particularly the projects that are already working that people can apply to. So maybe Tito and Bessa and like Sarah, we can get you in the list, because I know you're already doing the actual work, and maybe Salma, since you're giving out the codes for people to use the e-bike share, maybe we should start with those programs, and then we can get to the rest of the teams that are gonna be starting a little later with engagement. So if that sounds good, we can get that ready. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm gonna continue with the committee business items for discussion. We only have 3 items for today. We're overviewing the Richmond City Council presentation, and we're gonna have actually the Climate Health Promoters Program presenting, and we have the Arbor Day celebration October 19th, and we actually have Patrick Seals, who's gonna talk about community grants. So I would like to add him to the conversation, and I think that's it for today. Oh, and one more thing, there's a request from our team because of overlapped meetings and items in the city. We wanted to ask for, we wanted to add into the agenda if we can change our October meeting for the second, our November meeting for the second week of November. This would be instead of, check if it was November 6th, and we will be asking you to move it to November 13th, correct? we just want to check with you if this is something that works. It works for UC Berkeley, yeah, Ambassa too. Yes, Trust for Public Land, Groundwork Richmond, yeah, Urban Tilth. Rich City Rights, are you available for that date? For community members, are you okay with this change? No, Tomasa, you're not, okay. Juana, are you okay? Would you be okay with missing the meeting where we know this would not count as an absence, just so you know, because we are rescheduling for city conflicts. Yeah. Okay, if we're okay, can we pass a motion for changing the date from November the 6th to November the 13th? Thank you so much, Ambassa. Second. Thank you so much. Can we vote for this? Yeah, okay. We have full voting, 10 people present in the committee. Okay, so do we want to start with the overview of the presentation? I don't know, is it here or we have it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand that this presentation was seen on the last meeting, and we just wanna know more about the coordination of remarks, confirm partner in attendance, and we will schedule a meeting where we are actually practicing how we want to present. So number one, we want to know if everyone is able to attend the council meeting, which actually the date was rescheduled, if I remember correctly. Is that true, Matthias, or am I? Okay, then the meeting is happening on September 24th, the end of this month. That's Tuesday, September 24th. And this would be at the City Council chambers in 440 Civic Center Plaza, and will be just during the City Council meeting. And we just want to know who's available for attendance and who wants to be participating. And we will review the presentation run through, but we just wanted to know if you want to, who's available, who wants to attend, and who wants to be part of the presentation too. Okay, yeah, but you're attending, the organization is. You too, Chito too. Annie, do you know if you? We haven't, but we wanted to share the information with the public so they know this is happening in City Council. So we're having a formal presentation towards City Council. It's our annual presentation, and we are coordinated with the partners to be able to attend. Okay, Salma too. Jason? I think it's gonna be 4 p.m., but I can confirm with you the exact time because I don't know about this specific meeting. We have to double check with them. Okay, so we were oh, Matthias. Okay, we will send you an email with the actual presentation and the time, so you can let us know and confirm attendance. We just wanted to make everyone aware in public disclosure of the City Council presentation, so everyone can join. Everyone is welcome, even though our community members do not have a specific part on the presentation. You are also very welcome, and we are happy to recognize your presence if you are going there. And if you want to participate in the public comment, of course, you are welcome to do it. And you're welcome to invite anyone that you want to the presentation too. Okay, so we will follow up with sending the final presentation. And the City Council starts at 4:30, not 4 p.m. So if you are attending, I know who said yes. I'll follow up with you, Annie, and the rest of the residents are welcome to come. We are happy to provide you with a role if you're interested in being part of the presentation too. We'll send the email. And just since there's no voting on that item, we will let the Climate Health Promoters Program talk a little bit about the overview of the program and the upcoming cohort that is starting on October the 12th. Irma, do you want to get the microphone?
Okay,
Me disculpo porque voy a hablar en español, pero me siento más cómoda hablando español. Ya que estaban platicando de eso, quiero compartir que también para que el Tomasa y las demás sepan, prácticamente estamos aquí en este de Belly RX. Y también lo que quiero decir es que Richmond Rising viene a ser la diferencia. Entonces nosotros entramos para que la comunidad vea la diferencia de antes de ellos y el después. Entonces,
I'm translating for Irma's. Irma's saying that the information about BGRX, the program that hosts the Climate Health Promoters, is actually in here, so you can find it on the flyer, and that she really believes that this program makes a difference. So she wants to show you how things are before people join the program and after they join the program.
ok. Probablemente, Tomasa, igual por eso no he escuchado mucho. Apenas vamos a hacer nuestra segunda cohort, que será en español, y seguramente va a ser lo que va a impulsar a que la comunidad empiece a conocer, porque sabemos que no todos somos bilingües. Entonces, importante que exista esta equidad. Graduamos 30 personas que hablaban inglés y ahora estamos reclutando las 30 personas que hablan español para que nos ayuden a llevar el mensaje a la comunidad y se expanda más.
This is the second cohort of Climate Health Promoters, and we are recruiting now for the Spanish-speaking cohort. There's 30 people who graduated from the previous one and 30 people who are being recruited for the Spanish cohort. So Irma was mentioning to Tomasa that now she will probably be hearing more about the program because residents from the project area are the ones who are getting registered for this program.
No voy a decir mucho más porque ya lo han dicho todos ellos, el trabajo fuerte que están haciendo. Entonces nosotros entramos para que sabemos que la persona es lo más importante, estamos estresados por lo social, lo económico, etcétera. Y ahí vamos a aprender a cómo cuidarnos nosotros mismos, cómo cambiar hábitos y de esa manera poderlo llevar a la comunidad.
The program is focused on the person, which we know is the most important part of the community. So this program tries to take care of people's health through food and other habits and practices. And so this program will make people learn about how to eat, how to get less stress, and also how to share about all the programs that we're working on in Richmond Rising.
Y vuelvo a repetir, todo lo que estamos viviendo va a disminuir con este proyecto de Richmond Rising con el cual estamos colaborando y es lo ideal. Entonces hoy quería mostrar que estos son los requisitos para las personas que nos estén escuchando. Tienen que ser residentes de las áreas de Coronado, Santa Fe y Arion Triangle. Deben de estar interesados en la justicia climática. Estar dispuestos a participar en 20 horas de formación presencial y online, pero en esta ocasión nosotros nos dimos cuenta de los retos digitales que la mayoría de la población tiene y no vamos a tener entrenamiento online, todo va a ser presencial para que lleven el mensaje. Para las personas que no tienen acceso a tecnología o estas habilidades desarrolladas, esta ocasión va a ser en presencial. Eso es extra.
So the requirements for being able to access this program is be a resident of Richmond in the areas of Coronado, Santa Fe, and Iron Triangle, be interested in climate justice, and be able to participate in 20 hours of in-person training. What Irma was mentioning was that in the previous cohort, they realized that actually the online training created challenges for some of the community members. So now they've decided to do it in person because people get the most of the program when they do it in person, and also share the space with the community. And I think that was it.
Sí, la capacitación, como ya la mencionó Beatriz, comienza el 12 de octubre. Son 8 sesiones y bueno, al finalizar este entrenamiento hay un estipendio que estará disponible, obviamente al finalizar las actividades y el servicio que este conlleve.
This training starts on October the 12th, and there's a stipend available for people who actually finished the training and the work with Lifelong Medical.
Ok, y bueno, vuelvo y repito, la capacitación se realiza en colaboración con Richmond Rising, que son las personas anfitrionas de este proyecto. Y bueno, también quiero decir que en los flyers que traigo en inglés y en español, está el número, que yo soy la que la atiende, y también el correo. Si tienen personas que tienen también retos para registrarse, que me llamen y yo les voy a ayudar a hacer el registro online para que no dupliquemos esfuerzos, que yo lo imprima, lo llene y luego lo suba al sistema. Entonces yo le voy a dar ese soporte a las personas que de verdad no tienen ni idea de cómo usar la computadora o el teléfono y yo le voy a ayudar a hacer el llenado, que me llamen. Ahí traigo flyers en inglés y en español.
Irma was saying that she has flyers in English and Spanish for you to have it. She was also saying that there's a phone number in here. So if there's people who are having challenges to register online, you can also call her. She's going to be answering that phone and she can help you register without having to go into the website. So if you have any questions, she's here available for you. And do you have any questions? Okay.
That's all. You can get in touch with me or Irma, that's all. And it's a good way to, this next cohort coming up to, it's gonna most of the classes, except there's 2 here, right? It's gonna be at our clinic, so you'll be able to access our clinic at the same time.
No es cierto. Sorry. También tengo que decir que yo estoy muy orgullosa de formar parte de este proyecto y sobre todo de trabajar de la mano de Andrés, que es un hombre de más de 15 años en el servicio. Y efectivamente, para la parte de español, bueno, yo estoy bien puesta, pero él es la persona más indicada, digamos, cuando el inglés no se me da tanto. Él siempre trabaja conmigo en colaboración, eso es muy bueno.
Thanks, Irma. Irma was saying that she's very proud to be part of this group and she's very excited for this upcoming cohort. And she's saying that when English is not on her side, you can talk to Andres because he's here too and he's available. So thank you so much, Irma. Do you have anything else to add?
Lo único que quiero decir es que el mensaje que pueden llevar a las personas que conocen, que esta es nuestra área de enfoque, ¿verdad? Pero sí les deberían de estar emocionados por aprender cómo vivir y abogar por una vida respetuosa con el clima. Eso es lo más importante. Y eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
Thanks, Irma. Irma was saying that she's very excited and people should be very excited about this program and not only for themselves, but for living a life that is respectful to the climate that we live in. So thank you, Irma, so much. Thanks, everyone. Do we have any questions from the committee or the public in relationship to the program? No comments, questions? Our phone number is here. The flyers are here. Please, if you want to share with more of your friends, family, and neighbors, please take one of the flyers and or contact Irma. And I'm going to give the microphone to Sarah to talk about Arbor Day celebration that is happening on Saturday, October the 19th.
Yes, hi. So Groundwork Richmond hosts an annual Arbor Day in partnership with the City of Richmond's Parks and Landscaping Department. We've done this for the last 12 years. The City of Richmond is a Tree City USA designated city. That means that we plant X number of trees every year in our community to help beautify the community as well as sequester carbon gases. And as a result, Groundwork Richmond works with the Urban Forestry Advisory Committee and the city to select the site every year, which is usually a park where we can have the most number of trees to plant. We are looking for volunteers. This year, we're focusing as part of our Richmond Rising partnership in the Bosque neighborhood of Santa Fe. So it's in Southside Park, which is on Main Street, I think. Somebody know where Southside is? Yeah, Main Street. And I can't remember the cross streets, 7th, Main and 7th, somewhere around there. The celebration will be from 9 to 12, and we provide lunches for the volunteers. We're asking for people to sign up. Currently, we're doing outreach, going door to door in the Santa Fe neighborhood, asking people not only to volunteer to plant trees in the park, but we also plant in the adjacent neighborhoods. And so we're currently canvassing. I think that's it. You're all invited to come out. There's food. We need volunteers digging holes. We actually dig with shovels and we plant the trees and mulch and what else? That's it. It's a fun day and lots of people come out. Usually our Arbor Day celebrations bring out 100, 150 people. Yeah. So you're all welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm going to pass the microphone to the public.
Tengo que decir que a todos gracias, gracias por ayudarnos. No somos de aquí, pero aquí vemos. Gracias por todo.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. I am actually gonna skip the agenda request for next meeting, and I'm gonna open general announcements because we have Patrick Seals from the city and the city manager's office, and I want to share the microphone with him because he's here to share some opportunities for nonprofits, and I'm gonna share it with.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick Seals. I'm the administrative chief in the city of Richmond in the city manager's office. And in addition to all the things that I'm assigned to do, one of the things is I manage the Department of Children and Youth. In 2018, it was a voter-led measure that established the Richmond Fund for Children and Youth in the department. And so what happened was a portion of the general fund has to be set aside every year. Right now, it's 3% of the general fund needs to be set aside to support nonprofits that provide services to local young people from birth to age 24. Those young people from 18 to 24 are considered transitional age youth, so they are either not employed or they're not in school. And so I just released a grant application yesterday. And so if there are local service providers or you know of local service providers that would be interested in accessing some of these dollars, I have some flyers here and some handouts. I would encourage you to spread the word. These grants are going to be for 3-year terms. So if they get funding, and I think we're going to have awards that range from $100,000 up to $300,000. So if an organization gets a 3-year award, that's nearly $1 million over 3 years. The reporting requirements for this are quite heavy because we're a government entity. We have another grant that is the ECIA grant that doesn't do client level reporting, but if there are questions or comments, I'm happy to share or answer any of those. And I have some flyers here for Beatrice to share with, I guess, the committee and also the community. And I brought a graphic illustration. This past year, we completed a community needs assessment and strategic investment plan, which is required before we can release our grant. We initiated that community needs assessment in February. We spoke with over 400 young people and their parents and guardians regarding what their needs are. We then identified some core need areas that organizations that are seeking funding need to apply with. And the number one core need was mental health, behavioral health, learning needs, safety, and belonging. And we're also pushing something called connective services, right? So how is it that young people get from one place to another? How is it that we support referral systems or structures from organization to organization? How is it that we also report or support organizations that provide 2-generational services? So we just don't support young people, but we also support their parents and guardians. How do we support organizations that also provide meals and snacks consistently? And so that will also be a requirement to access our grant. The organizations have to be providing connective services. And so we're kind of embedding that into the grant so that it really changes the culture of what service provision looks like. And it's not just doing the thing for young people, but recognizing that there are additional services that are required. So I want to thank you for providing space and time for me. And if there are any questions, I can respond.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Are there any questions? ¿Hay alguna pregunta que tengan para Patrick? When's the deadline, Patrick?
October 6th. A lot of times grant applications are due Fridays, but I'm not going to do anything with those grant applications on the weekend. So I give everybody the weekend. So they're due October 6th, Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. It's actually 12:05, but don't tell them I told you that.
Thank you, Patrick. Are there any more questions for Patrick, comments? No? Thank you so much. So I'm gonna open the agenda items for the next meeting. As we mentioned earlier, we're gonna include the Neighborhood Complete Streets presentation next week, and I see Sarah raising her hand. Oh, do you want to go to the general announcements? Yes. I can go back to that topic. I'm sorry, I just moved it so Patrick wouldn't have to wait for us till the end.
Okay, no worries. I just wanted to make an announcement. I'm the workforce director at Groundwork Richmond, and we're starting our 3rd cohort for urban forestry for transitional aged youth 18 to 25. The class begins September 23rd. It's a Monday. It's 8:30 to 3:30, Monday through Thursdays. All the youth that are accepted into the program will receive $18 an hour. It's paid training. It's a certification in urban forestry. They'll get training in OSHA, safety training, CPR, as well as arborist training. So if you know anybody 18 to 25 sitting around at home and they want some training, send them our way. Okay, thank you.
Cool. I want to invite everybody out. We got 2 events happening in September, all in along the Richmond Greenway. One of them is going to be happening September 14th. It's going to be a basket weaving workshop. So come on out to 6th Street Gardens at 6th Street in Ohio from 10 to 1 p.m. if you want to learn about basket weaving. And then also want to invite y'all to our roller disco, as Mayeli mentioned. That's going to be September 28th, 5 to 9. You don't need any experience or even roller skates. You can rent roller skates for free. There will also be food. There will be a DJ, a light show. There will be instructors there as well to show you how to skate if you don't know how. And there'll also be a petting zoo. So come on out from 5 to 9. And this is going to be at Unity Park Plaza at 16th Street in Ohio. Hope to see y'all there. Yes, the first one is September 14th, basket weaving from 10 to 1. At 6th Street Gardens, so 6th in Ohio, along the Greenway. Yeah, hope to see y'all out there. Thank you.
Any other announcements that we need to do, whether it's the committee or the public? If you in the public have any announcements to make for the community?
Ok, para esta corte no vamos a tener cuidado de niños. Se me olvidó decirlo, por favor, se me acabó de acordar.
Irma is just mentioning that for this cohort, Spanish-speaking cohort, there's no childcare available for the training. So just so you know. Okay, I'm going to share the microphone with Ambessa.
Just asking the committee, is there any Indigenous Peoples Day event that anyone's participating in or maybe producing that anyone knows of? Yes, no? All right.
I'll check in with the city staff to know if we're hosting an event, but I'll keep you posted in the next meeting. So I'll just go back to the agenda requests for next meeting. Are there any items that you want to present on next meeting? For now, we have the Neighborhood Complete Streets project, and I think we have other couple of items in there. Plus, we have a new application for committee members, resident committee members, community members. So we will be voting on that application. Are there any other topics that you want to add for the agenda?
I know I haven't come to every meeting, so maybe it's already happened, but I wonder if there could be an item next meeting or the next about engagement, just hearing the discussion today, getting more of an update on the engagement plan or how we can all be more coordinated, or is there a calendar of events? I think there might be, but I'm not sure. So just having that as an agenda item.
We can definitely include it, and we had in other meetings. However, not in this one, so we can definitely follow up, and we will ask you to share with us for all the committee members and community members to let us know if there's anything that you want us to add in there. So it's a collaborative agenda item. Okay, are there any other agenda requests that we have to add? Okay, so since we already passed on the general announcements, at what time is it? Oh, okay. No, you're totally fine, Sarah. That's what we're here for.
I don't come to every single meeting and I haven't checked in with Lorena, but didn't we agree on a presentation from each committee member about their program and what it was they do so that, have we done that or did we start that?
Yes, we're giving community members the opportunity to present on their project, and that's why Neighborhood Complete Streets was happening today. We're moving it for next one, but if anyone wants to get in the agenda to present on their project, we're totally open for that. So if you want to put yourself on the next, okay. Anyone, not only you, Sarah, but anyone in the committee who wants to present on the next meeting, we are totally open for that. 1 second, I'm gonna let Salma from the bike share program too.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that October 2nd on Tuesday for Clean Air Day, we're going to be collaborating with Groundwork Richmond for a bike ride from the Richmond BART station all the way to MLK Park. From there, you can pledge to get a voucher. Of course, if you live within the project areas, you can pledge to adopt a tree, or you can pledge to plant a tree at their Arbor Day. Again, that is October 2nd on Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come ride our bikes. Thank you.
Being 7:26, thank you everyone for coming. Our meeting is adjourned. We appreciate you showing up. Thanks everyone who joined us today at the committee meeting.